is wired up right now.
Right. This pump has no power. This pump is wired to your Stingle. Okay. So you need to add power for this. Any electrician should be able to do that for you.
Okay.
So basically what you have now is a split system, I should say. One of which is running off of your main drains and your, I believe it was your kiddie pool. And the other one is running strictly off of the skimmers. Okay. So all of your skimmers go to one pump, and then your main drain and your kiddie pool are going to the other pump. Everything is hard plumb now. You don't have any flex pipe or anything like that, so you shouldn't have any leaks or anything like that. When you're priming, you're probably going to want to close off your kiddie pool down here, just so that it makes it a little bit easier to prime.
Okay.
Because otherwise you're going to be sucking from two different things. So if you're having a hard time priming, I would close one of those off. When you're trying to prime, I would probably leave both of these open.
Both of which one?
This one here. See, like that.
Okay, but when you say, when we're priming, leave both of them open, you're talking
Yes,
about?
leave this port and this port open.
Oh, okay, but not, I thought you meant
It
both.
doesn't matter because they're separate.
Okay.
That you can run one, the other, or whatever. That was part of the thing that we talked about this way. Because before, if you went down, you were down. Now, if you go down, you can at least limp along because
Okay.
you'll have circulation and everything else.
Okay.
So it really doesn't matter. You'll be able to do whatever you want.
So when priming open both of those,
Correct. Yeah, I would.
When you say both of those, what are you talking about?
1, 2.
Okay, and they're both connected to that black thing that you were using.
yeah,
right?
that's just
Okay,
like a
okay,
valve.
Right.
okay.
This is your
So the
diverter
valve pointing, the,
Yeah, wherever this is pointing is where your diverter is. I'm gonna go like that, and then my diverter's here. And my diverter's here.
Okay.
So it just depends on which one you want to close it. Okay.
Okay.
so once we have everything primed, does it just
Yeah,
stay
you,
like that?
You want everything open. Yeah,
Okay.
once everything's primed, you want everything open. This way everything is circulating. You may have to throttle down the kiddie pool a little bit. You're gonna have to play that by ear when you turn it on. If you're getting, looks like a damn whirlpool in there, just throttle
See
down.
when the kid gets sucked up?
Right, exactly. And send it back to your main drain. Okay. Everything comes out. I said, unfortunately, like I said, I tried again to let me change this out and redo it for you, but at the time they had said no, so we just put this back the way you guys had it before.
That
But this is your chlorinator. Okay.
When we put tablets in, where do those go?
Right here on the top.
Okay,
There's your
they just go on. Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, that was what I wasn't crazy about is the way they had it. Is they're kind of splitting it up, which is fine, but you're gonna have to constantly monitor that baby pool, otherwise you're gonna nuke it. That's why they have this valve here, kind of throttled down. This way you're sending more chlorine to the pool than you are to the kiddie pool.
Yes.
So that's where you just gotta be careful.
Do you know how many chlorine tablets we need to put in there? Like,
Depends on
just-
what you're getting at.
Depends on what you're getting. I mean,
Okay.
sometimes you can fill it up. Really just depends. Every pool. This is your dial valve, so you can dial more or less, up, down, left, or right,
okay.
depending on if you're getting enough, not enough, or whatever. But theoretically, you should be able to fill this thing all the way up and then control it with these two. That's where I wasn't a fan of it because you're going to kind of have to guesstimate how many tabs to put into it,
Sure.
so that you don't nuke one or the other, and then just constantly, if it's
Will
10
sediment and
tabs a
stuff,
day or
will it settle at the bottom or?
There won't be any sediment.
No, okay.
no. This is just a drain valve for when you winterize or whatever.
Okay.
That's what that's for.
Okay.
But there shouldn't be any sediment or anything like that because this is all post filtration. So basically, all your water is coming out, goes to your filters. We'll go talk about your filters in a minute. Comes back in, tees in, and then goes out. And then here's your new flow meter. That's really about it in here. Like I said, we can go talk about the filters here because there are some concerns, so to speak, that you have to keep an eye on.
What is a flow meter for?
That tells because you have to have that by law. You have to know how many gallons per minute you're moving.
Okay.
Again, I can't remember how many gallons you have in your pool. I think it was like 140 or something like that.
I'm not sure what
We're gonna
questions
ask you
we
that
were gonna have.
So if it's 140,000 gallons by 6, you got to be moving 390 gallons per minute minimum.
Okay.
And that shows up on that?
There's a flap in there that when this comes up, it'll.
Oh,
it'll
okay.
come up.
Okay.
But that's just that.
A rough
See what
estimate.
you have.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, the only thing really in here is once it, I mean, when we prime it, just watch it back there. Mess with those things there, otherwise leave that one open.
Correct.
And
Yeah,
then-
like I said, you may not have any problems. If you were having a lot of problems before because of all your flex pipe and your couplings that you'd put on, they had like rubber boots. You can't put those on suction side. Those are for toilet bowls.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I mean, this is all new to all of us, so,
and what is that circuit breaker for that you're saying that we need
The second
for the second
for the
pump.
second pump?
Yeah.
because you
Okay.
only have before you only had a single pump, and then they wanted to split it up, so
Okay.
you need an extra source of power.
So we need to get that done before we even, yeah, because it's not gonna work. Okay.
That's it in here. Like I said, the one pump is controlled off of your single, and the other pump will be controlled off of.
Okay, but once this is how we shut everything on and off on that one, right?
No, unless you're gonna add one, because this only controls one pump.
Okay, but another question, when we start this up, are you gonna be able to come and help, just make sure
if you
everything's
can-
still working?
Yeah, if you can pin me down, yeah.
Okay.
Let me know when you're doing it.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
gonna
then,
chase you down.
okay, so, because I remember in the old
So
one,
what-
this is how they started it up.
Right.
The
You're
whole-
still gonna start one up that way, and the other one you're just gonna flip a breaker.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, so they won't be tied
so we-
together if you start one, the other one will automatic, okay.
We split system.
Okay.
So when you make sure, obviously fill your pool up, and then I would come in here and take these lids off, and start dumping water down there.
Fill 'em up, fine.
And get as much air out of your pipes as you can. This way, when you fill them up, when you flip them on, it should turn
Not
right
that
on.
bad, yeah.
And then if your sand filters are empty, fill those up with water too.
And you have, okay, that's for the ones you brought.
Yes.
That should be enough for the one?
No. You're missing some.
There's,
We delivered 18.
I think there's some in the, or
Bathroom.
maybe it's concrete. I don't know.
There should be some in the bathroom.
Okay, we'll look and see. But
Okay.
it should be 18?
18.
Okay.
I'll double check. Pretty sure it's 18. And again, when you do, we'll talk about that right now.
Okay. And then the other ones are the same 18 bags? And the old ones?
I can double check.
Okay.
Should be. But yeah, I'll double check. So this is what goes to the pump that's on the Stingle, and then this goes to the pump that's not on the Stingle. And this is where you're going to kind of have issues. That's where we had talked about. I quoted 2 filters, but they only approved 1.
Yeah.
And I kind of went back and forth with them on it, saying it doesn't work that way. Because you've got a pump that's going to want to move 200 gallons a minute to a filter that can only move 140 gallons a minute, whatever it is. So that's where you may not get a full prime because of that. So if that second pump is not filled up all the way, it's because of that. Again, that's something you definitely want to budget on, because at some point you're gonna
Put another
something's gonna give. Either you're gonna burn up the pump prematurely, or you're gonna start breaking things on your filter. You'll start to notice leaks, things like that.
Okay.
That's because of the pressure that pump's mechanical. So it
It's
wants
just gonna put in on
it's
whatever.
on off.
You can't
There's no
monitor.
variable to it or anything like that.
Okay, which pump is for what?
The one on the right goes to this one. The one on the left goes to this one. Okay. Let me double check. Should be 18 bags of sand. Yeah, 18 bags. So fill this up with water about halfway, and then start dumping the sand in nice and slow. Okay.
Okay.
And just make sure it gets distributed out, and then you're going to want to backwash. On this one, you can only backwash one system at a time. Okay. You can still run the other system because of your valves, and then this one's got a check valve here. You just want to backwash one or the other. Okay.
Okay.
Don't backwash both at the same time. Backwash one, flip it, and then backwash the other one.
So just backwash one at a time.
So this one, you just move your valves, you basically reverse them the way they are now, and that'll backwash. And on this one, turn your system off, make sure you push this valve all the way down, and then turn it to backwash. Okay?
And does it say on there?
Yeah. It's on back. We left it on backwash now because when you put new sand in, you're gonna have to backwash.
And then, as far as these valves here,
You just reverse them. So basically, instead of this water coming into your filter, the water's gonna go out of your filter. So that valve doesn't work all the way. So basically, what you would do is reverse. Open that one. There's that. And it closed for some reason. That's not right. There's that. So now my water's coming in and out instead of coming. It's out. Oh, this is your turn. There, that's why. Okay. That was backwards. Water's coming in here normally through normal, comes in, top of your filter, goes down through your sand bed, and then back out. But obviously we're gonna reverse that so that our water comes back to our backwash. So basically we're gonna send water this way, up to our sand bed, which fluffs our sand bed up, gets all the debris, goes through my collectors, and comes back out this way.
okay. So the way it's set right now is normal
Correct.
operating.
Correct.
Okay, let me. And same on both of them, right?
Yep.
With whatever one is, the other one is.
Correct. Yeah, that's, you literally just reverse the valves.
Okay. And then that's backwash.
And you're gonna do both.
Both of them, backwash. Did you get that?
Mm-hmm.
Because basically what's happening is this valve here, when you do this, it's gonna stop our water here. It's gonna send it that way, okay?
And into the.
So that it goes in here and in there, okay? Because now this is stopping my water, okay? So it comes up in here, and now this is allowing all my water to come back up from my bottom of my sand filter, fluffs the sand bed up,
Out.
gets all the debris, and then out through your waistline,
Okay.
okay? And then there's a check valve here that prevents it from coming into our filter here.
Okay. So we're back on normal on these.
Yep. And you always want to turn them off before you do that.
Turn what off?
The pump.
Okay. Yeah, because you got pressure in there. Okay. And
Otherwise
then
it'll blow
once we
something.
backwash this, we can turn it back on, and then backwash this, or we have to have these off when we backwash.
No, you can, as long as these are shut, you can backwash this.
Okay. But shut it off before we move.
Always shut it off before you move the valves. This one has what's called a rinse feature. Don't have to do it. I would recommend doing it. Basically, all that does is it gives the opportunity for the system to kind of clean itself, so that you don't get any debris or sand that got trapped in between back out into your pool. So basically, what you would do is backwash for 2 minutes, depending how dirty it is, and then shut it down. Move this to what's called rinse right here for 60
Like you
seconds.
said, it all says on there, right? Okay.
Backwash, rinse. Backwash it, rinse it. Sometimes if it's really, really dirty, you might backwash it again and then rinse.
And how would we
And then-
know?
Pressure. So when you fill this thing up with sand and you backwash it and then everything's good, hunky dory, then you come look at your pressure gauge.
And it should be.
It's gonna be whatever. It's probably gonna be high because you only have the one filter. It's probably gonna be like 20 pounds at that, which is too high. Normally it should be like 8, 10, somewhere in there.
And the same thing with here, 810, somewhere in there.
No, because I don't know when the last time you changed that sand was. I know they
Last
bought-
year.
No, did a partial sand change last year because you only bought 6 bags of sand.
We went through a whole bunch of bags. We changed it. We